Getting your CDL for the first time can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll walk you through the process step by step, highlight the most important things you need to know, and share practical tips to help you approach it with confidence. Where to start? So where do you begin? The very first step is to visit your state's Secretary of State website. This is the official source. No rumors, no guesswork, just accurate, up-to-date information you can trust. Your Secretary of State website may look different in design, but all offices offer the same services. You just need to find the section that's right for you. Click on CDL, and it will open a list of helpful links. Entry-level driver training, ELDT. As a first-time applicant, you are required to complete entry-level driver training, also known as ELDT. But before we continue, I want to point out a couple of important links you'll want to use later. I highly recommend using the CDL study guide as preparation when you're ready to take your written knowledge test. Also, be sure to check out the CDL medical section. Every person who drives a commercial vehicle must obtain a medical card. It's been a few years since the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, or FMCSA, established new minimum training standards for individuals applying for a Class A or Class B CDL for the first time. In simple terms, a Class A license is for tractor-trailer combination vehicles, while a Class B license is for straight trucks. TASH training providers. Drivers applying for a Class A or Class B CDL must complete ELDT through a training provider registered with the FMCSA. To find a registered training provider, you can either check with your employer or search directly on the training provider registry website. Checking with your employer means that some companies offer CDL training programs for their employees, which is one of several ways to obtain your CDL. Let's take a quick look at the training provider registry website. Only providers registered with the FMCSA are allowed to offer ELDT training. Your ELDT completion will not appear on your driving record until all required portions, theory, range, and road, are submitted electronically by your training provider. You cannot schedule your pre-trip, skills, or road exam until your ELDT completion has been electronically reported and officially recorded on your driving record. Testing facilities do not accept paper copies of ELDT training as proof of completion. So when interviewing a training provider, always ask how they submit ELDT completion results to avoid delays. CLP, Commercial Learner's Permit. What isn't always mentioned is that you can obtain your Commercial Learner's Permit, or CLP, at your local DMV before completing ELDT. You must have a CLP to operate a commercial vehicle during training, under the supervision of a CDL holder. I'll cover this topic in more detail in a future video, so subscribe to the channel to stay notified. Also, keep in mind that Illinois residents, and most likely residents of other states as well, should always check their state requirements, but you may complete ELDT training in another state. ELDT structure. Minimum training requirements can be found on the U.S. Department of Transportation website under the FMCSA. ELDT consists of two required sections, theory and behind the wheel, also known as BTW. For the theory portion, there are no minimum required instruction hours. However, you must pass the required test, covering all theory topics, with a minimum overall score of 80%. Your state CDL handbook covers these theory topics as well. The second portion is behind the wheel training, which is broken down into range and public road. Completion of BTW training depends on your provider's evaluation of your performance. While many providers offer theory and BTW as one package, you may complete theory training with one provider and BTW training with another. However, range and public road training cannot be separated and must be completed with the same provider. Just like theory, BTW topics are also covered in your state CDL handbook. Alternative paths to getting your CDL. As mentioned earlier, let's return to the training provider registry for the final section of this video. The information shared here is especially helpful for those looking to obtain a CDL as an alternative to attending a school and paying tuition up front, or for anyone exploring different options. Here's how this may work for you. First, you can complete the theory portion online, even with a provider located out of state. Second, for the behind the wheel portion, you can look for providers such as third-party trainers, trucking companies, or even individuals registered as training providers including those located out of state. Finally, depending on your knowledge or prior experience, such as towing a U-Haul trailer, you may be able to find a less intensive provider, increasing your chances of successfully completing BTW training. Closing. I hope this video helped clarify the CDL and ELDT process and gave you confidence moving forward. If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more CDL-related content.